Everyone's quiet. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay, let's count it down. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
3, 2,
1.
1.
And we're live!
Welcome to the 2024 Life Sciences Investment Summit. Let's hear it.
Woo! Yeah!
I'm Zach Storms from Startup TNT.
And I'm Tessa Breen from API.
And we got an incredible night, guys. We have 15 startups here to pitch, 6 finalists, 9 alumni. It's going to be an incredible night.
I'm getting really excited, Zach. I don't know about you, but this is our third Life Sciences Summit, isn't it?
It's the third Life Sciences Summit brought to you by TNT and API.
Well, let's get it started. I think we'll start first by acknowledging the land that we're meeting on today.
Let's get it started with the land acknowledgement. Tonight, we honor those elders whose stories this land carries. And we acknowledge that this land is the traditional territory of the people of Treaty 6 and Treaty 7. We acknowledge all the many First Nations, Métis, Inuit, who have walked on this land before us. We aim to create a safe space for all Indigenous communities, and tonight, we honor their mission to gather the community and share stories. So with that, let's talk about what we're doing tonight.
Let's talk about what we're doing. Well, I'm trying to figure out why my clicker's not working, but we're going to roll with it anyways.
All right. Can we progress the slides for us? Is there a way to do that if our clicker's not working?
Awesome. Well, we'll get into it anyways.
Let's roll into it. What's going on?
The agenda is let's pitch. We'll keep it really simple. First, we're going to hear some pitches from our alumni companies, then some pitches from our 2024 finalists. Then I'm pretty sure the investors are going to be pitching one another on who the winner should be. We'll announce the winner, and then maybe we can celebrate over a picture.
Oh, yeah. At the after party.
Okay.
Look at that. First awesome pun of the night. My dad would love this.
I try. Okay. Well. Oh, wow. The agenda's there. And my clicker works. Well, let's warm up, Zach. Do you want to pitch first?
Yeah, we have a tradition of lightening the mood by giving the pitches first. So I'm going to try and do this in 30 seconds. Winnie, set the timer. Here I go. Are you ready? TNT stands for Thursday Night Tradition. We get together every single week to have fun, make friends, and build companies. We've been doing it for 253 weeks. We believe in building relationships first, because when you focus on high-quality relationships, great things happen. Like 90 companies raising $13 million from 370 investors, one $5,000 check at a time, which has now made us the most active pre-seed investor in all of Canada. And we're looking to add more companies to the logo tonight.
Woo! It's almost like you've done that before.
253 weeks worth of tries. Okay.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I'm going to try and follow in your footsteps.
You got it. Okay,
let's warm up. It's only fair that I do one before the companies, right? All right.
Let's hear it for her. Practice warming up the pitcher. Here we go.
Well, API is one of the largest not-for-profit life sciences companies in Canada. We provide end-to-end support for... Oh, no.
The slides. It's all right. Back to it.
Now that I've messed up, the pitchers can feel a little bit better.
Yeah, now
it's
the pitchers,
okay.
yeah. We've set the bar. Okay.
API provides end-to-end support for life sciences researchers, companies, and innovators on their path from idea to commercialization. Whether it's a medical device, a therapeutic, health technology, or a natural health product, we lend our expertise, our capacity, our resources, and our infrastructure, including our labs at the University of Alberta, our lab at the Life Sciences Innovation Hub in Calgary, and we're also building a life sciences campus at the Edmonton Research Park.
An entire campus.
Yeah.
Right here in Edmonton.
We're
dedicated to life sciences.
Let's
hear it.
Oh, that feels good. What it all really comes down to, though, is enhancing the quality of life and the quality of life sciences here in Alberta.
Love it. Okay, well, you know what? We're not the only two helping out tonight. There's actually an entire community of partners and sponsors supporting us. Many of them are here, and I've asked them all, when they come up to help co-host with us, they're going to give their own 30 to 60-second pitch. So I might let them pitch themselves, but I do want to give a shout-out to a few of our sponsors that aren't up here on stage with us tonight. Thin Air Labs and Halo Health, two of the most sophisticated life sciences investors, have been sharing their knowledge with our own angel investors throughout the last few weeks. I'd like to give a special shout out to Osler, who just joined us as a Best Friends Forever sponsor. They have been ranked for many years in a row, including last year, as the #1 legal firm in M&A in all of Canada. We're really glad to have them with us. Who? Okay, Health Cities, RBCX, MNP, they're all going to join us on stage tonight, so I'm going to let them pitch themselves. Same thing for Prairie's Can and Alberta's Innovates. But I do want to give a shout out to the USeed Fund. Both Peter and Nikhil are here. They've kind of set the standard for how to run a university-affiliated venture capital fund. We've done a bunch of deals together with them. I also might give a shout out while we're at it to Sheetal, who's here tonight and wants to raise that bar even higher with the U of A Innovation Fund.
Let's do it.
Little friendly competition between our cities. Together we'll raise the bar even higher.
But wait, there's more.
There's more. In fact, I missed one. Fasken. I want to give a shout out to Fasken, who provides a full suite of corporate services, corporate legal services. We're using them. And I do want to give a special shout out to BDC. They've been a sponsor with us from the beginning. We actually have a new partnership with BDC Thrive, where we can nominate women-led companies for investment by BDC Thrive. It's an awesome partnership. Our friends from AEC are here, and University of Calgary Hunter Hub. But it's not just them. There's an entire community supporting us, putting on this great event, because we're investing in life sciences startups.
We're investing in life sciences startups tonight.
Why are we doing all this? Listen, the thing I love about entrepreneurs is they look at the world and they don't see it for what it is today. They see it for what it should be. They go out there, they start building that world. They're the lifeblood of our economy. They anchor our community. They're probably the most exhilarating, incredible human beings that you can enjoy time with. I'm really lucky that I get to spend time with them all night long. Tonight, there's 15 of them pitching. Tessa, what about you?
Well, Zach,
I'll stop and take a breath.
No, it's all good. It's all good. There's something really cool, I think, about investing in life sciences startups, though, specifically. And of course, I'm a little bit biased working for API, but earlier I mentioned the quality of life. So when you're investing in these startups, you're not only investing in the entrepreneur, you're not only investing in the community and the collaboration between sectors, you're also helping the entrepreneur get their idea, get their research into the community. And there, when it's in the community, when we get it through from research to commercialization, it can help people stay healthy and live longer. And I think that's really awesome.
That's what these startups are doing tonight. Okay, I'm getting a sense from the crowd that they want to hear the pitches. So
yeah.
let's blast through the rest of our slides. Listen, quick reminder how things work. We got a lot of repeat guests tonight. Investors come together to make a pre-commitment of $5,000. They work as a team. They're going to be selecting their final investment decision tonight from one of our 6 finalists. And I think all 6 finalists are here tonight.
They're all here. But guess what? We have some other stats. There's more than 30 investors, 6 life sciences startups, as Zach mentioned, not 5, but 6. The investors wanted us to take all 6 of the companies instead of narrowing it down to 5. We sold more than 250 tickets online and here in person. So many that we had to plan 6 after parties.
6 after parties, 1 in every major city in Western Canada.
We're all in for one epic night.
All right, so let's hear it for our finalists here tonight. There's 6 of them. Some of them came in from out of town. They're all going to be pitching in just a few moments. Let's give a round of applause for all of our finalists.
Woo!
And how about having 9 alumni? This is really special to have companies coming back to pitch with the community tonight. Check out these stats about our alumni. Collectively, they've raised $50 million, and they now employ 200 people, these 9 companies.
That's awesome. I'm really excited to hear more from them.
I also want to give it a shout out to the VC community. Many of them are here tonight. Some of them are signing in to watch us online. You know, this is a testament. A lot of these companies are here in Alberta or across Canada. A lot of them already have many life sciences companies and prairie startup companies in their portfolio. They want to add more. I'm hoping tonight we can add some to their portfolio.
Let's do it.
All right, let's talk about this.
Let's talk about this. You as the audience can engage tonight. You can help out the startups too. So if you scan this QR code on the screen, we've made it really easy for you. There's a form. You can provide feedback. Maybe you actually can introduce them to someone. Maybe you can help them in some way, shape, or form because of your network, because of your community. And that's what we're here to do tonight, is to build companies and to build communities. And if you missed it, I'll go back. But it'll come up again later.
It will come up again later. Don't worry.
So there's 6 pitches. 4 minutes to pitch, 2 minutes for investor Q&A. Remember to cheer them on. You can learn more about the companies online, but I don't know. I think we're getting really antsy to pitch, aren't we, Zach?
I think we're getting antsy to pitch. It's like deathly silent in here. They're trying to
they're
quiet us off the
preparing,
stage.
they're focusing. They're like, what feedback am I going to give later? Well, let's get it started then. We're going to let the pitches begin, but before we do, we've talked a lot about pitching. I think it's pretty cool we first get to welcome a special guest here tonight, the Honorable Nate Glubish, Alberta's Minister of Technology and Innovation. Nate Glubish leads the Ministry of Technology and Innovation, where he is modernizing government services and has led efforts to attract more investment in Alberta's technology sector. But prior to entering politics, Minister Glubish actually spent 15 years as a venture capital investor. Great person to have in the room tonight with all of his experience.
So he knows a thing or two about pitching, I think.
He does. So he actually has invested in and helped build dozens of Alberta-based technology companies. Now, as Minister of Technology and Innovation, he is focused on ways government can harness technology to provide better public services at a better cost and a higher value to Albertans. Let's welcome him on stage.
Welcome, Minister Glubish.
Thanks, Zach. Well, that's a tough act to follow. I mean, you're in good company with hosts like Zach and Tess, Startup TNT, API together, putting on a good show, and we're in for a good show tonight, folks. Thanks all for being here. Thanks to all the judges. Thanks to all the investors. Thanks to all the sponsors, and thanks to all the volunteers. This night wouldn't happen without you. My name is Nate Glubish. I'm the Minister of Tech and Innovation here for the Government of Alberta, and I represent the great community of Strathcona Sherwood Park. And I got to tell you, there's never been a better time to be in tech than today. We have more tech companies than ever before. They're raising more money than ever before. They're growing faster than ever before. And for the first time in my life as a VC and now in government, we can say we have close to 10 or 12 companies that are worth $1 billion in our tech ecosystem. That's something to celebrate and something to be proud of. And Albertans don't necessarily all know that yet, so we got to tell that story. But one of the things that really excites me is that all of that wouldn't happen without the community. And this community of innovators and this community of folks looking to invest in and build technology companies. And I got to give a huge shout out to Zach and the whole Startup TNT team. The work that you guys have been doing for the last several years to just build a groundswell of grassroots supporters of tech and to give early stage companies a platform to come and tell their story. It is so exciting. And we are proud as a government of Alberta to be partners with you through Alberta Innovates, through Alberta Enterprise Corporation, and so much more. We couldn't be prouder of the work you're doing, and we are looking forward to seeing what the next couple of years has in store as you continue to grow across the country. We're also very proud partners of API. We believe in life sciences as being a significant pillar to Alberta's tech ecosystem. There's a lot of things that we're really good at in Alberta. Everybody knows that we're good at artificial intelligence. And a lot of people are starting to wake up to the fact that we're really good at quantum research. And those two things are going to continue to change the world. But what a lot of folks don't really know is that we've got a world-class life sciences sector in Alberta. Both Edmonton and Calgary are doing amazing research and spitting out amazing companies. And as a VC, I had the privilege of investing in a number of them. And I'm looking forward to seeing more and more of those come. But it wouldn't happen without organizations like API, who are creating more of an opportunity for research to be spun out of the universities in Alberta. Their partnership with the University of Alberta is really exciting. The work they're doing with Nobel laureate Dr. Michael Houghton is really exciting. And I think that we're just on the cusp of seeing a whole new wave of outstanding tech companies coming out of Alberta in the life sciences space that's going to put us on the map on the world stage. Albertans have a lot to be proud about in tech, and we're just getting started. So thanks so much for you being a part of this tonight. This is just the beginning, folks. It's only going to get better from here. With that, I'll turn it back to the organizers. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Minister Glubish.
Awesome.
Great start to the night. So I did a little wardrobe change.
Wow, what's going on, Zach?
I wouldn't mind explaining this.
Your shirt looks a little old.
This is the very first Startup TNT logo designed by my wife, Karen Tang.
That's impressive.
For our event that happened on 2/20/2020. Most of the feedback I got for it was it looks very hockey. It's quite literally a hockey stick with a
little bit hockey. A little bit hockey. So why are you wearing that today?
Well, because we have as our first presenter, Matt from Future Fields, someone who participated in that summit. He was a side deal at the very first summit back on 2/20/2020. And as he's coming to the stage, I might tell a quick story that I met Matt when I was working as the scientist in residence at Tech Edmonton. And at that time, Matt was looking for some equipment in his laboratory. And I didn't have a budget to put it there. But I met this guy named Andrew McIsaac. And on the first meeting, he said, I can get you that equipment.
Sounds like Andrew.
So there's a connection back to API. So come on, Matt, give us the update. You're only a 3-person team back then. We're looking forward to hearing the update.
Hello. Is there a slide changer?
There is. Hold on.
Right here.
Not that it helps that much. Okay. All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Matt, co-founder, CEO of Future Fields. Really happy here as a Startup TNT alumni. At Future Fields, our mission is to revolutionize advanced biomanufacturing through our world's first genetic engineering platform that utilizes fruit flies. So why are we doing this? Well, I think because, like a lot of other companies here tonight, we believe in the power of biology, and we believe that biology will save the world. I know it's a bit blasphemous to say this. We're in AIME right now, and I know AI is going to change the world, but I think biology is going to save the world. There's been so many new technologies that have been developed over the last decade, from mRNA vaccines to CRISPR, protein engineering, synbio. The potential of these technologies is massive, and I think everyone here believes in that too. But how are we going to make all this stuff? The current manufacturing capacity is extremely limited in raw capacity, but also in technological capabilities. And that's because the industry still relies on 50-year technology. The current production systems that we're using are quite literally 50 years old, and they're insufficient to keep up with this massive growth in both demand and in complexity. And so that's why we built the Ento engine. Like I said, a first of its kind genetic engineering platform for advanced biomanufacturing to make it better, faster, cheaper, more resilient, and ultimately more technologically complex to be able to handle this wide variety of products that are going to be needed in the modern industry. So we want to become the world's leading CDMO for advanced biomanufacturing. That's our goal. So since Startup TNT 4 years ago, we've gone on to raise over $12 million in venture capital. We've grown our team. Thank you. With that, we've grown our team to now 34 brilliant scientists, engineers, and business professionals. We've commercialized our technology. We've scaled our production. I don't even know, I've lost track how many orders of magnitude now. We've launched our first few products. We've launched a new custom manufacturing service, and we're really leaning into bolstering our commercial side of the business now, and our list of customers includes some of the biggest names in the world like Nestle and life sciences powerhouses like Genentech and Stem Cell Technologies. So we're going out to raise our Series A in a couple months here. We're looking to raise $15 million US. So for any investors that might be interested, please do get in touch. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Thank you, Matt. Awesome update to get us started. I have another wardrobe change.
Is it this time?
Because our second presenter was also at that very first investment summit way back on 2/20/2020. It's Mike from DrugBank, and this was the actual outfit I wore that night. Like I'm literally dressed the exact same way.
Must have been a memorable night.
This is my favorite shirt from LL Bean. It's really good material, really hardy, as you can see.
So we just had to throw us back.
So anyways, I'm feeling really good. I just want to put Mike back into that moment back on 2/20/2020.
Are you feeling it?
I am.
Good.
And the hockey stick actually was very appropriate. It was a little bit more. This is a much fancier version in a way, because when we won the first one, after we won, they brought out a hockey stick with shot glasses glued to it, and we took some shots. So but we have free beer here, so it's not a completely different vibe, right? It's just a little fancier. But yeah, it's great to be here, and it's awesome to think back to those times. It seems like a very short time ago and a long time ago at the same time. But DrugBank, so I'll tell you a bit about DrugBank. A lot of you are familiar that developing a drug is a very expensive endeavor. Costs more than $2.3 billion. It takes 12 years on average. And it's kind of surprising because there's been a lot of advances in AI. There's been a lot of advances in technology. There's been a lot of investment in trying to solve this problem. But despite all of that, it's still a very challenging thing to do. And what we find is that a lot of the pharma researchers working in this field, they spend a huge amount of time collecting information, collecting data, pulling it together, pulling out of research papers. When they're trying to answer a research question, data scientists can spend up to 80% of their time just normalizing and cleaning up data, not actually analyzing that data. And so there's a really big opportunity to accelerate the work that many of those researchers are doing and help to accelerate this, the development of drugs overall, bring the costs down, make a big impact on this. And so we have a solution to help solve that problem. It's a queryable intelligence platform. We have a user-friendly interface. We bring the world's rapidly expanding biomedical information to your fingertips. We have a number of different ways that those researchers can interact with it. And you don't need an AI degree. You don't need any data science degree. You can pull that information together instead of weeks or days of time pulling that information together just to answer a single research question. We have eliminated all of that. You can answer that question in a few minutes or an hour of exploration. We've built in an AI co-pilot that helps guide your research. You can even ask questions about the results. And so it's a very powerful tool. We have more than 185 customers. We have 21 million users on the free portion of the site. And we have 8 of the top 20 pharma companies as customers. And we've helped a lot of pharma companies make massive improvements and acceleration in their drug development. This next step with our interface is going to help us unlock more rapid expansion. We're raising a Series A to fuel that, also 15 million USD. And so we're looking to speak with investors. We're actually looking to kick this off right away. So it's great timing for us for this event. Thanks very much.
Awesome, Mike. Mike, don't go anywhere. Mike, don't go anywhere.
Okay.
No, it's not.
Is mine? Mine's working. Okay. Do you want it?
Okay, awesome presentation. It's awesome to hear you kicking off your Series A round at the Alumni Showcase. Also, Mike mentioned some shot glasses earlier. I just so happen to have those with us here tonight, Mike.
Did you guys plan this?
I did not plan this with Mike. I brought them because I was like, wouldn't it be funny to show these to Mike on stage? And then he brought it up. I can't believe it.
It's like a mind melt.
Our friends from Interface Fluidus stenciled these Startup TNT with Polar Park Brewing on one side. It's pretty awesome. There's 2 left. If you're sticking around for the after party, maybe we can use them again.
Awesome.
Okay. All right. Thanks so much, Mike.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks, Mike.
Okay, sorry, I'm going off stage. Who's next?
I'm left with a memory mic because I have his mic.
Okay, who's next? We have a CEO out of Boston that just took over one of our local health sciences companies. It's Rick Finnegan from 48 Hour Discovery.
Awesome.
The founder of 48 Hour Discovery was at the very first TNT sponsored by API way back in August 2019, and then you guys raised money in November of 2022. Rick joined the team in August. Here you go, Rick. Thanks a lot.
Sorry, this clicker in me.
Okay, take it away. Thank you.
I am from Boston, but I promise not to say anything about the Bruins. In fact, I was told not to say anything about the Bruins. Rick Finnegan, I'm the CEO of 48 Hour Discovery. 48 Hour Discovery is an interesting combination. I would say a unique combination of 2 companies. On one side, it's a profitable drug discovery service business. And on the other side, it's an early stage preclinical asset development company. Profitable asset development company. Don't hear that often. It's a bit of an oxymoron. Well, let's talk about how we got there, because this combination makes for a very interesting entry point for investors who want to get into life science, but like the safety of something like a regular cash flow coming through. Let's talk about the fundamentals first. First, the company's profitable. 48 Hours has been out there for 6 years, and we've grown year on year with our revenue. Last year, we finished at about 2.7 million Canadian for the end of the year, and then there was additional grant revenue above that. We're projecting revenues of between $4 and $5 million next year, so the trajectory continues to be up and to the right. It's a validated platform. The proprietary platform that was developed by Ratmir Durda is unmatched anywhere in the industry. And this has been validated by the fact that we have some very top-notch clients that come to use our service for us to discover potential drugs for them in the future. These include Johnson & Johnson, Novartis, Merck, so large companies like that. But also, we've had a lot of success with some smaller companies. 2 companies that we worked with in 2022, Raise Bio and Point Biosystem, have been acquired at the end of last year for a combined total of about $5 billion. So we help the big companies, we help the little companies. Finally, we have multiple revenue streams. So not only do we get a fee for service for our core project work, built into every one of those contracts are milestone payments. So as these companies are successful, we become more successful. For example, if we did a project for roughly $1 million, and it was successful and it got to the market and it was commercialized, there would be upsides of $40 million in milestones. In addition to the project fee, we are now starting a licensing business within the service business where we will actually place the technology in the hands of the clients at their site. And I'll talk about that in a minute too, because that provides huge upside. One, the milestones, that's where the money is. We currently have a potential milestone accumulated to date of $100 million. We think there's an opportunity to do things with AI because we have this huge database that we could tap into that could be used to be trainable. But the licensing piece of it is important because it gives the company capacity. So when we're placing this technology in the hands of other clients out there, they're going to want to churn it. They're going to want to churn it really fast. And so sure, we'll get an upfront payment from them, we'll get an annual fee from them, but what is more important is we still get the milestones. And so as they're successful developing their own products with our technology, we pick up the milestones. And then finally, and this is the other part of the company that we're looking at now, is that we are developing an internal asset. Because we've seen so many companies be successful with our technology, the sense was we're letting a lot of the value go out the door, out the front door. So how do we keep that value in the company? We should develop our own assets. And we've started developing a therapeutic diagnostic product that's coming along. Finally, our fundraising objectives. We're in the middle of a $5 million seed round. It'll fund expanded drug discovery service business, but it will also be the funding for the preclinical program. This is based on an $18 million pre-money valuation, which is very much lower than you're going to see for any asset company out there. You know, we're very happy with it. It's got a profitable service business, provides a huge runway, so we're constantly going to be in good shape to go forward, and we can continue these programs going on. And I'm getting the hook.
Let's hear it for Rick. No, well done. It just, there's a lot of pitches tonight. Okay, thanks so much.
Zach, I'm bracing myself for another prop.
Okay, this is my last prop of the night, I promise, but I couldn't help but bring it in. This is the Startup TNT Pitch Night IPA that our friends from Polar Park Brewing made for us way back in November of 2020. We delivered these to everybody who tuned in because it was during COVID times. And the winner of that summit was none other than Jenna Rieger from True Angle.
Nice.
Come on up, Jenna.
Thanks. Thanks, Zach. And hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm Jenna Rieger from True Angle. And we're a health tech company that is developing wearable solutions for 2 vital life functions, eating and breathing. So our flagship solution, which is the mobility, is a new way to approach swallowing disorders, which before people would have to come into a hospital to get the treatment they needed. They can now have the treatment at home, they can get better, and we have prestigious institutions like Stanford and Cleveland Clinic who are customers. Our upcoming wearable for breath work, called Breath, is already garnering interest from our sales channels, as well as it has a really impressive waiting list that I'll tell you about in just a minute. But I have to say that the stories that I hear about people getting off their feeding tubes after not being able to eat for years because of the mobility, and now being able to tackle health issues related to that, like respiratory disorders and anxiety, makes me super proud to be the leader of a team that is leading these kind of innovations. So, why be bullish on True Angle right now? Well, let's talk some numbers and traction. We have created a really strong distribution moat in the US by successfully closing over 50 contracts with different US health systems. We have demonstrated a scalable land and expand strategy with the #1 rehab system in the US. We have grown our revenue over the last 12 months by 88%. We know we're doing things right when you have a net promoter score of 99, which is world class. And finally, we have almost tonight checked in with a team, 1,000 people on the wait list for breath after announcing it only a month ago. And we've done all this by raising $2.6 million with visionary investors in previous rounds, and we're now raising a $3 million round. It's backed by our friends at USEED as well as MC2, which is the venture arm of the Centre for Aging and Brain Health Innovation from Ontario. And that's it, I guess. Thank you so much. What a way to close.
That's a great
Thanks,
summary.
Zach.
No, excellent pitch. You're setting the bar for us here.
All right, thanks.
Back in 2020, I don't think you had any sites landed. So what an
Zero
improvement.
sites. We weren't even on the market
That's right.
at that time. So, yeah.
Well, thank you, Jan. I hope you can stick around for the entire evening.
So
I've
cool.
got 2 microphones.
I know, they keep leaving us with memories of themselves.
Okay, up next is the winner of last year's Life Sciences Summit, Fiona Simpson from BioMimir. Fiona, welcome to the stage.
Welcome.
So BioMimir is a regenerative medicine company because I believe that regenerative medicine is the future of healthcare. I think we should stop treating people and start healing people. And I also believe that regenerative medicine is something that should be affordable, it should be accessible, and it should be implementable in any level of healthcare system, low to high infrastructure. And so that's why BioMimir is a biomaterials company. We make medical devices. So our Mimir platform of polymers, which we built proof of concepts for in advanced wound care, can be used to improve biointegration in just about any type of medical device, whether it is hard plastics, fibers, nanoparticles, cell encapsulation. We're really interested in solving the question of how do we help your body to better heal itself by not forming fibrotic tissue in the process. And our goal is to create synergistic applications with other polymers. I know I said I wouldn't talk about chemistry, but I am anyway. So that you get better outcomes. So in the past year, because we won the summit last year, we've gone from being a team of 3 co-founders to a team of 8. And we came to you with an idea for our lead product, which is Matriflex, which was at that time a very early prototype. And I'm proud to say that as of January 2024, we've had our FDA pre-submission meeting. We finalized all of the components for industrial manufacturing, and we are ready to change the way that people treat wounds. The goal here is to take, a wound that has 3-dimensional architecture, protect that tissue volume, reduce scar tissue formation, send patients home to heal at home. We also, and I don't have a slide for this, we also have developed a couple of bonus products here so that you can use this technology at home. So MatriSooth is our newest technology. It's topical applications of our polymers for first aid. And we'll also be doing some other stuff with wound care. So we are currently raising our seed round. So if you're interested in making all of your wound care trips to the doctor better, please come talk to me.
All right, thank you so much, Fiona.
I have a quick question for the crowd, Zach.
Okay, let's go for it.
Who's here, whose first summit is this? Is this anyone's first life sciences summit? Oh my goodness, that's actually pretty awesome.
That is pretty awesome.
It's also my first life sciences summit, so I was curious who else was in the same boat as me, but it's really cool to hear more about these companies who have been at previous summits.
And actually, that's a great question because the next presenter is the winner of our very first Life Sciences
No
Summit,
way.
Ryan Lewinson from Allskin.
Ooh.
Let's hear it for Ryan. We hosted that summit at the Mercer Building back when it was still Startup Edmonton in the very end of its days. So take us back to that time, Ryan.
Thank you.
And tell us about the future.
Well, it feels good to be back on the stage, although it was my co-founder, I think, that was there last time on stage. So this is, in fact, my first time on stage for a Startup TNT Summit. My name is Ryan Lewinson. I am a dermatologist and scientist from Calgary. I am the CEO and one of the co-founders of Allskin. So a lot of people in this room have probably asked this question before. What skincare should I use? What should my routine be? I hear this, I can't tell you how many times a day in clinic. Everybody wants to know this question. The problem is that the answer is actually not so simple. Not as simple as Michael Cera would have us believe from the Super Bowl commercial. And probably not as simple as a lot of dermatologists would admit either. The problem is there are hundreds of thousands of products on market, a lot of them really great. There are thousands of ingredients that are used in these things, and there are an unlimited number of combinations that can make up someone's skin. So finding something that is optimized for your skin is a lot harder than giving something broadly safe for everybody's skin. So what do we do to solve that? Well, we are bringing the future of personalization to everybody. We have a mobile application that is launching in the next couple of weeks, and here's how it works. You can create a profile that enters in all the information that you have about your skin, whether it be skin conditions or objectives that you're trying to meet. Based on that, we build a personalized recommender algorithm that is unique to you and nobody else. From that, we can deliver personalized content from board-certified dermatologists specific to your skin so you can learn about it. Not like Instagram or TikTok where it's learning based on your interests. This is actually delivering content based on what you need. You can use your recommender algorithm to look up any product on market, get insights about the ingredients, and find out how those ingredients actually benefit or put your skin at risk. You can build a routine for morning and night, and we're going to provide you with information about why or what you need to add to fix the problems that you're trying to solve. So, we are the only tech company in the skincare cosmetics industry that is founded by dermatologists, led by dermatologists, invested in by dermatologists, and we partner with dermatologists. What does that mean? Well, it means that evidence is behind everything that we're doing. Because of that, users are getting an unparalleled matching algorithm to help find the right skincare. And further than that, although this looks on the surface like a direct-to-consumer company and providing an app, we actually are a B2B company. Because of all that matching, we learn what people are using, we learn how they're using those products, we learn why products are not suitable for them, and we can align that to businesses like retailers and brands to help them make better products. We were graduates from the CDL in 2022. We won this Life Science Summit here in 2022 as well. Since then, we filed a few patents. We've had some Health Canada regulation approved. And we are actually pretty good financially right now. We're planning a seed round in the late fall, early winter, but we are looking for investors potentially for a bridge right now to help us scale even faster. Thank you. Download the app.
Well done, Ryan. Great to have you back. Came in all the way from Calgary. Thanks, Ryan. Stick around. Join us at the after party after. You can chat more with all the founders. Okay, there's only a few left.
Couple more. Who's
Couple
next?
more. Up next is Nanostics, a side deal from last year. Colin's going to pitch. Colin's also an investor with us tonight in one of the finalists.
Welcome, Colin.
That's what this community is all about.
Well, thank you, Zach. I had some slides to show, but I tried to change them last minute, and Winnie wouldn't let me do it. So I'm just going to stick with my slide here. So first of all, what some really great health companies here in Western Canada. What a great event this is. I'm really looking forward to these pitches later tonight. My name is Colin Koros. I'm the Chief Commercialization Officer of Nanostics. At Nanostics, we have a mission to bring clarity to healthcare decisions. We do this by combining both clinical information and biological information to make better risk scores of disease. We have a lead product. It's called ClarityDx Prostate. I'm happy to say we just launched that product in the fall after we got some funding from TNT. So thank you very much. And so why prostate cancer? So prostate cancer is the second most prevalent cancer in men and is the leading cause of death. And so it's a huge burden. And currently, when we screen men for prostate cancer, once they turn 50, they get something called a PSA test. Every man, if you're 50, you should get this. But the problem with the PSA test is 80% of men with high levels of PSA don't have prostate cancer. And the real problem is the only way to definitively know that is a prostate biopsy, which is 12 needles into the prostate. It's not a very nice procedure, and there could be lots of side effects. So ClarityDx Prostates help solve that problem. We're 3 times more accurate than the PSA detecting clinically significant prostate cancer with a simple blood test. As I said, we just launched in Alberta. Every man in Alberta that has an elevated level of PSA now can get our test. Go to our website, you can see that. I'm happy to say that also in the next few weeks we'll be announcing that the test will be available in BC, Ontario, Saskatchewan, and Quebec. And we've just signed a deal with a US-based distributor. So if you're interested to learn more, come see me. If you're a man over 50, get your PSA tested. And if you're an investor and want to be a part of our story, we're happy to have a conversation with you. Thank you.
All right, let's hear it for Colin.
That's awesome.
Lots of progress in only 12 months. Thank you, Colin.
Impressive. They actually launched Prostate DX during Life Sciences Week last year, so that was really exciting. We got to hear all about it and hear their announcement at Edmonton Global, so that was, yeah, so awesome to see.
It's like you guys planned it. Okay, 2 more alumni left. Up next was actually the winner when we first got to come back together in person in late 2021. I remember those days. We couldn't figure out if we were going to do it in person or online until about 2 weeks before the event. And then one guy came in and just rocked the house. His name was Nir. His company's called PulseMedica. They've made so much progress in the last couple of years. Nir, are you ready for this?
Ooh, yeah, he looks ready. Let's go.
Thank you, Zach. Well, so first, thanks everybody for being here. I'm pretty humbled being here. There's awesome companies around. I have also participated as an investor in this round, so I'm excited for that. When we won, we had about half of our company came to the pitch, and we have a pretty good representation in the back here again. So thank you to everybody from my own company for supporting, because I wouldn't have been here without you, so thanks. So my first question I'd like to ask is, have you guys ever walked in snow outside? You seen snow before? So you've probably seen something called floaters, eye floaters. So by raise of hands, who has ever heard of what eye floaters are? Okay, and who has eye floaters? That's quite a bit. So actually eye floaters impact 76% of the population, and about 5 to 10% has what's called severe floaters that impact their ability to read, write, drive, do daily functions. And our mission as a company to actually help those who suffer from eye disease by building a medical device to do imaging, diagnostics, and image-guided laser treatment to remove your eye floaters safely and effectively. The challenge today is there's no treatment at all, there's no diagnostics, and we're the first to ever develop that. And we've built a really rockstar team to do that. So what you see here actually, I wish it was rotating. These are 3D animations, but it's all good. So these are the first ever 3D animations of real floaters of people who've been in our clinic, in our office, I guess I should say, to get imaged, and we captured their floaters. Some of them might be here in the room, but we won't say names. So in essence, we're building a system to do imaging and diagnostics, like I said, and then a treatment system for treatment of these floaters by doing image-guided, image-guided laser treatment. So we've raised a total of about $18 million to date. We built a rockstar team, patented this technology, and we're raising funds. So if you guys are interested to learn more and come invest in us, some more money, and then come talk to me. But that's essentially it. So thank you.
Let's hear it for Nir. Thank you, Nir. Thanks for that lab tour earlier today. Really impressive progress. Okay, there's one alumni left.
One more pitch.
One more
pitch. Who is it? I'm excited to find out.
It's Mike from Luxsonic, and I changed back to my wardrobe because Mike was part of the first summit where our VC fund that we now have started operating. Kind of represents a new chapter for TNT. So come on up here, Mike.
All right. Welcome to the stage, Mike.
Flew in all the way from Saskatoon, and we'll give it to you.
Thank you.
Oh,
Do
you need me to assist you, right?
Yeah. Do you
Okay.
mind holding- We'll do a little swap here.
Okay.
Okay. Just tuck that in your pocket. Thank you to my lovely assistant. It's upside down. Hi, everyone. I'm Mike Weslowski, founder and CEO of Luxsonic. And we develop virtual reality applications for radiology. So in addition to being the CEO and founder of Luxsonic, I'm also an adjunct professor in medical imaging, and I grew up in the household of a radiologist. So I've seen firsthand how important radiology is to the healthcare system. Thousands of conditions, diseases, and traumas are monitored and diagnosed using radiology. In fact, 80% of patients who enter into the hospital require some form of medical imaging. But we are facing a crisis in radiology. The demand for radiology services has completely outstripped the supply of radiologists. This is a massive problem globally. We have 4 billion people around the world who don't have any access to radiology at all. And the traditional workflow of a radiologist is not helping this situation. It's not scalable. So what we've done is we've taken everything that a radiologist needs to do their work, and we have built it in virtual reality. It's powered by artificial intelligence, but it gives radiologists the ability to take their workflow with them anywhere they go. That improved access allows them to read more patient cases, which has a knock-on effect of reducing backlog and really allowing us to have more patients go through the system more efficiently. So since we raised our funds in our pre-seed round and received funding from Startup TNT, we've been pretty successful in our growth. We have hired a salesperson who is now working across the country. We've filed multiple patents. We've gotten FDA authorization to go along with our existing Health Canada Class 2 authorization. And we're starting to scale our product across both Canada and the US. Our revenues have gone from $50,000 recurring from when we started with TNT up to $500,000 in 18 months. So we're growing, we're scaling, and we're really not just improving patient care here in Canada, but globally. So we do have a seed round right now. If you're interested, come find me. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike. Strong finish for our alumni. I guess I have to hand this back to you now.
Demos are available.
That's awesome. Thanks so much, Mike. Let's give another big round of applause for all of our alumni.
All right, and now I guess it's time for the main event. Our alumni gave us a little warm-up here to raise the temperature of the room.
It is getting a little warm in here, but I think that just means there's a lot of good energy in the building tonight. So now, as we transition to our finalist pitches, we want to talk about something that makes this stuff happen. We could not do events like this, we could not do innovation projects like we do without the support of our funders. So we would like to welcome Gigi from Prairie's Can to the stage to talk a little bit about how they help us make these things
Welcome,
happen.
Gigi.
Thank you, Zach. Thank you, Tess. So my name is Gigi, and I'm with Prairie's Economic Development Canada, or Prairie's Can for short. We are a federal government agency with a mandate to grow and diversify the Prairie's economy. We do this by investing directly in innovative technology companies and indirectly by investing in communities and nonprofits. So nonprofits like Startup TNT, who we've had the pleasure of supporting since 2020. So I want to talk about our nonprofit portfolio quickly. When it comes to our nonprofit investments, we're really looking to invest in platforms that facilitate access to infrastructure, access to expertise, access to market, and access to capital, like Startup TNT. Other examples of our investments includes the Alberta Catalyzer, delivered by Edmonton Limited and Platform Calgary, the Alberta Accelerated by 500, and the Canadian Critical Drug Initiative, delivered by API and the University of Alberta. But most importantly, we invest in communities. Communities of like-minded individuals like yourselves who intentionally get together, collaborate to build a strong and inclusive innovation ecosystem, one that I am very fortunate to be part of. So I want to thank, again, Startup TNT for the amazing job they've done in creating this platform for our community. And I want to congratulate you one more time for being recognized as the most active pre-seed and seed-stage investor in Western Canada. It's an amazing accomplishment. It's a big deal, so a great job. And without further ado, I'm super excited for the presentations this evening. Best of luck to all the finalists, and I'll hand it back over to you guys. Thank you.
All right. Oh, man. The time we have all been waiting for, the finalist pitches. Well, I don't get to take the stage and introduce the finalist. I'm actually going to say hello to one of our co-hosts here tonight. This is Cassandra Rasco from Health Cities. How are you doing, Cassandra?
Good, doing great. I'm a little intimidated by this packed room. This is amazing.
It is amazing. Don't worry. I've already screwed up a few times, so it's all good. Cassandra, were you in Red Deer today?
I was in Red Deer.
Wow, thanks for making the trip back here.
Thank you, yeah.
Would you like us to tell us a little bit about Health Cities before you introduce our next finalist?
Yeah, I would love to. So Health Cities is a Canadian not-for-profit based here in Edmonton. We're not a service provider for companies, but what we do is work in team-based care environments to show that you can actually implement technology, go beyond the pilot stage, and operationalize. And there's a lot of components to that, so I would say go to healthcities.ca, look at the remote home health monitoring project, and we're working on working with government to do more of that, because we want to see companies that are having these great innovations, go to market in Alberta and beyond.
Awesome. Are you going to let us know who our first finalist is pitching tonight?
Yeah, I'm so excited for our first finalist. So it's Waveview Imaging, and without further ado, Jeremy, CEO and co-founder, please come up.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you guys are having a good time. I have. It's been a fantastic event. Thanks for bringing that together. So Waveview Imaging, we are developing a new approach to breast cancer imaging to detect breast cancer earlier for better outcome and, most importantly, to save lives. This is a mammogram from somebody with dense breast. Do you see anything suspicious? If you were to ask a radiologist, they would tell you that there is some architectural distortion on the right breast, and also a slight increase of intensity compared to the left breast. This is the image that we get from the Waveview scanner. Do you see anything suspicious? That patient has a 2-centimeter tumor that was barely visible with the X-ray mammography because that person had dense breast. I could give you a lot of statistics, but I think most importantly, we all know somebody who has been impacted by breast cancer. My cousin felt a lump in her breast at age 39. That was before she could have any screening. The cancer was too advanced. She died, leaving 2 young kids behind. Late detection is a big problem, and it's multifactorial. First of all, like for my cousin, 1 in 10 breast cancer happened before you can get any mammogram, before you can detect anything. And even if you have screening available, about 35% of the population of women do not go for screening. They might not have access to it, they might be scared of X-ray, or they might just find it not comfortable. And even then, when we have screening, about half the women population have dense breast, for which X-ray mammography is going to miss about half the cancer. So at Waveview Imaging, we are developing a technology to remove barrier to screening. It is portable. It is simple to operate. We really make it comfortable, and it's very fast. It is also completely safe. So you can start screening at any age or at as often as necessary. And also, we seem to have better contrast in dense breast, which is very exciting. So breast imaging market is a large market, but we know it is a hard work to get in. So we have a stepped approach where we're going to enter the market as a breast density assessment device, following by treatment monitoring, and finally playing a role in the screening of breast cancer. We have IP pending, we have regulatory strategy, and we are doing clinical trials right now. I can share with you some early results showing that we can actually measure breast density as compared to X-ray mammography, which is the only way that you can get your breast density today. But I'm more excited to show you what happened to that patient that I showed you before. She went through a course of chemotherapy treatment, and we scanned her with our device at every injection during a 4-month treatment. And as you can see on those images, we can really clearly see that tumor reducing on the right breast, showing that treatment is actually working. See, that information is really important to oncologists. And we don't only create images, we actually measure properly, and then we can plot this properly against time. And plotting graph like that makes engineers like me very happy. So behind all that, I'm not alone. I have my co-founder, CSO, Ellie Sphere, who's also my friend, that is with me in that adventure. We have a great team of advisors, and I'm really lucky to have a great mentor who is a CEO in a medical device company, medical imaging, that is guiding me in that journey. We are currently doing a pre-seed round to bring our device in the market for breast density assessment to start recurring revenue. We are raising a total of 1.8 million privately, and Pfizer is believing in us and have already contributed a large amount. So wave imaging is moving the needle on breast cancer. We have a great technology, a very exciting opportunity to actually save lives. Come join us and make a difference with us. Thank you.
Well done, Jeremy.
Yep. Are you succeeding at it?
Yeah, you bet. We're going to welcome Catalina Vasquez on stage to ask you a few questions. She's one of our investors.
Sure.
Thank you. I don't know about you, but I'm super excited and pumped up for the diversity of the solutions presented by the alumni team. And I promise you, this new breed of companies will not disappoint, starting with BioImaging. Thank you for the presentation. It's a very exciting technology. A question for you. So you mentioned that you will start with breast density as your first target. So say I go to the doctor, I get imaging, and I have dense breasts. What's next?
So one thing to know is dense breast is actually a risk factor for breast cancer. It actually increases your risk for breast cancer. So it's something that you want to know. Secondly, you know that your mammogram is not going to be really the tool that you need. You're going to have to advocate for getting your 3D ultrasound, or maybe an MRI if you can afford an MRI. But I think where the value is most important is when we start monitoring breast density. We know that breast density should decrease with time, with age, and it should not really increase. And most importantly, it should remain symmetric between left and right breast. So if we monitor breast density and we see that it increases, especially in one breast, that's a source of alarm, and you may want to have that checked out.
Excellent. Does anyone else have a question? Okay, so I have another question. So we know that for breast density and also for breast cancer screening, mammography is the standard of care. So how is your technology better than mammography that will make the markets adopt it?
So we're really improving the access to breast imaging. So mammography, yes, is a standard of care, but it's not really available until you get the age of screening at age 50, 45, and if you're looking, it's age 40. So before that, you don't have access to it. There's two reasons for that. Because they use X-ray, so you don't want to, scan for your entire life because it's like accumulative dose. And the other thing, in younger women, X-ray just is not efficient. It's going to miss most cancer. So that's not really a tool that can be used. So we have a device that can be used at any point in time, and we can start screening at an early age to be able to detect those cancer before it's too late.
Excellent. Do we have time for another question? No. Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you,
and please help me congratulate them.
All right, great start, Jeremy and Catalina. Thanks so much. Here to introduce our next finalist is Adam from our host venue, Amy. Adam, tell us a little bit about Amy.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for being here tonight. We really love hosting these events in the space, so thanks for keeping coming back. Yeah, I'm from Amy. My name's Adam, and I run the startups team here. I want to talk about two things. So the first thing is that we help startups explore, build, and commercialize AI and machine learning technologies. So if you're out there and you have a startup and you want to see how AI can be applied to your business, we have a program that we're accepting applications for right now called Machine Learning Explorations. And our next cohort will be running from mid-April to mid-May. The second thing is that we're hosting Canada's biggest AI conference here in Edmonton at the end of May. So Upper Bound is happening from May 21st to the 24th. There's an entire startup track and an entire venture track. So I know we have startups and investors in the room. So there's something for all of you at Upper Bound. Tickets are on sale right now, and they're 40% off until the end of March. So you definitely want to get your ticket as soon as possible.
All right, I'm getting mine tonight. That's not true. I'm going to get it this weekend. I'm definitely not going to get it tonight. All right, sorry. Go ahead, introduce our next presenter.
Awesome. I'm going to hold you to that. I'm going to check tomorrow morning if Zach's not on there. So next up, we have Mark from Mach 32.
Welcome, Mark.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. So my name is Mark. I'm an emergency physician. I'm a clinician first. I am also the founder and CEO of Mach 32 because I am sick of patients bleeding to death. And so is my team. So at Mach 32, we are trying to stop patients from bleeding to death, preferably before they get to the hospital. Now, a lot of people don't know, but trauma, hemorrhage, massive killer. Kills more people than HIV, tuberculosis, and malaria combined. And to top it off, 200 women bleed to death every single day after childbirth in developing nations, and that's not acceptable to me. So for you who don't know me, who haven't been to a summit yet, here's the short of what we're doing. We have an EpiPen for trauma. We have a drug that is licensed for a different reason that has been proven to save 1 in 3 bleeding lives, but it's hard to give. We give it in a new route of administration. We're not inventing a new cure. We're taking an old cure and we're making it faster and easier so more people can use it. And that's why it's safe, it's effective. We just need to build it. So there's a saying in medicine, all bleeding stops eventually. Las Vegas, 2017. Over 1,000 rounds of ammunition were fired from the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay. 413 people were injured with gunshot wounds. 60 people died. Boston, April 2013. 2 separate improvised explosive devices. 264 patients were injured. Only 3 died because of the response of the emergency services. Manchester, 2017, there's a 30-kilogram IED in a backpack outside an Ariana Grande concert with teenagers and mothers leaving. 239 people were injured, 22 died. This is the opposite of Boston. This is a case study in what not to do with trauma response. Now, I know this works. The UK government knows this works. People are asking for this drug in an easier to use format. I am not pushing a new treatment on anybody. This is being used. They just want it faster. And the UK government has officially said they want an auto-injector for this drug. So the question isn't will it work? The question is why us? I could talk about our device, which is proprietary and we know delivers the massive volume required intramuscular in under 2 seconds. I can talk about our concentrated drug that is proprietary, that we know is better suited for going into the muscle instead of the intravenous. I could talk about our preclinical studies that we're doing with multiple different military partners that show that we are actually more effective than intravenous. We are therapeutic in under 1 minute. We have double the half-life of what is currently on the market. But what I really want to say is I give a shit, and my team does too. This is what I want you to take from this presentation. I hope you invest in us, but if you don't, we're still going to stop people from bleeding to death because all bleeding stops eventually, hopefully, while that patient's heart is still beating.
Moving pitch, Mark. It's like you've done this a few times.
Once or twice.
Okay, I'm really excited to introduce Nir to ask questions. Nir, also one of our investors, one of our alumni, has been part of the syndicate group, and here he is for questions. Go ahead, Nir.
I'd like to start also by thanking Nir for asking questions for the last 3 weeks straight. You have put us through our paces and has made us better for it.
Thank you. So I am humbled by entrepreneurs that are developing something that can save lives. So who in the audience cannot get behind a startup that literally saves lives? I think this is amazing, and I'm very excited for what you guys are doing. So a couple questions, hopefully we have time. The first one is, can you tell us a little bit about the relationship that you guys have built with the U.S. military, with BARDA, and what are they excited about?
Yeah, so, I mean, people have been talking about an auto-injector for this drug for 7-8 years. It's really come to the forefront about a decade ago from a massive trial, the largest double-blind placebo-controlled trial in trauma ever. So we know the drug works, but it's off-label. What does that mean? It means doctors use it, but it's not licensed by the FDA for bleeding. And it's an intravenous. So we need to bring it on-label, and we need to make it a shot in the muscle. The military wants this. BARDA wants this. BARDA is the Biomedical Advanced Research Development Agency. They're a group out of the US prepping for natural disasters. We are working with multiple different groups. I actually had a call from the Air Force yesterday looking into our technology. We were on the phone with BARDA last week. Tyler, our head of engineering, was on the phone with Defense Research Development Canada today. We have 3 separate studies in works with multiple different agencies, UK, Canada, and the US. When they are finalized, I'd love to fill you in, but there's a lot of grant funding and a lot of interest in testing what we're building.
That's fantastic. And also showed all your traction that you've been able to build in the market. So you've recently conducted some animal studies, and can you share with us a little bit about, where are you at in terms of clinical proof of concept and with the technology, and also maybe some initial preliminary result, if you can share with anyone here.
Absolutely. So in an animal model, we use pigs for trauma. They are closest to humans for bleeding. We are therapeutic with a shot in the muscle in under a minute. Think how long it took the nurse last time you're in the hospital to start an IV. It's a lot longer than a minute. We last almost twice as long as an IV dose. So this is our preliminary data. This is what we are getting ready to raise for. We are going to start a large equity raise in a couple of months here. Right now, this money from TNT, hopefully, is for some more chemical work, some of the chemistry, some of the regulatory work. We are moving to be ready for human use. So this is what our next raise is for, and I can't wait to get into the clinic.
Awesome. You actually answered my next question about what you're going to use the funds for. So best of luck to you guys. I'm excited. You guys are doing some awesome work, so thank you. I probably don't have any more time, but thanks.
Loving the confidence there. I'm excited to welcome our next co-host up to the stage. This is Angelo Talamayan from MNP. Welcome, Angelo.
All right. Hey, everyone.
How's it going?
Good. Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Do you want to tell us a little bit about MNP tonight?
Sure. So, folks, my name is Angelo. I lead our technology and innovation practice at MNP in Alberta. So, for folks that are not familiar with MNP, we are an accounting and consulting firm headquartered here in Alberta. There's a little bit of feedback here, so let me be in the middle, that have offices from coast to coast. So I actually got an email from Zach a couple of days ago encouraging me to also pitch in the spirit of the night. So I guess my pitch to the life science companies and to show how MNP can be a great resource for the entrepreneurs in the room is, first of all, we can be a one-stop shop throughout your entrepreneurial journey. We can work as early as a startup stage, work helping with supporting the capital raises through our external financial advisory or fractional CFO services, help navigate different grants like SHRED, help expand internationally in the US, all the way to helping prepare for an exit either through an acquisition or an IPO. Second, we have the largest physician practice in Canada. So we know healthcare, we know that community, and we can leverage and bridge connections for the folks that work closely with us. And lastly, we care, we're also entrepreneurial. We're in the community. We are at TNT all the time. A bunch of us are actually life science investors as well. as well. So again, my pitch is we are one-stop shop. We are we're entrepreneurial, and really that's it. So really, my job for today is to introduce our next.
Yeah, you bet.
Our next company. So next up on the stage, we got Cole from Pulmvita. So Cole, thank you.
Sorry, I don't know how to work this thing. For some reason, it started at the end here. Maybe I'm the one. Am I holding it backwards? Okay, there we go. All right, sorry about that. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really nervous, so if you want, you can join me in taking a deep breath. So breathing is supposed to be easy, and it's supposed to be relaxing. But for over 3 million people, it's not that easy because the current standard of care for oxygen patients is out of date. Right now, during sleep and rest, people have to use this really big, heavy, stationary concentrator, and on an everyday basis, they switch to a lightweight, portable system whenever they want to leave the house to get groceries, exercise, etc. But these portable systems are known to be unreliable, mainly due to breath detection issues. So these portable systems can be made much smaller than the large stationary ones because they're more efficient in the sense that they send oxygen only during inhalation. But if they don't detect a breath, the patient won't get oxygen. So this is especially a problem during mouth breathing when the signal through the nasal tubing is disrupted. So because of this, every day, oxygen patients have to make a choice between healthy oxygen levels or the ability to live a high-quality, independent life. And in a recent survey, about half of the oxygen patients actually said that they use these portable systems even though they know that they're not getting enough oxygen from them. So to solve this problem, we are amplifying inhalation signals by developing our new nasal interface. And basically what we do is we have this special valve system on the backside that changes the pressure drop. And in our preliminary tests, we found a 28% increase in breath detection, or 28% improvement in breath detection, which leads to a 5% increase in inspired oxygen. So if you combine our device with the portable systems, you could completely eliminate the stationary option, and this comes with significant cost savings. So right now, oxygen therapy costs $2,600 per person per year. But if you implement our device and get rid of those stationary systems, you could save $400 per person per year, which if you multiply that by our total addressable market is over $1 billion in North American healthcare savings. So far, we have tested in the lab and we've tested on healthy volunteers. And we just recently got an Alberta Innovates grant for $230,000 so we can do patient trials over the next 2 years and complete our regulatory submissions. In total, with this grant, we've raised $450,000, and we've got endorsement letters from 4 major respiratory care companies. So once we get the regulatory approval to do so, we'll start selling our device at $15 a piece. And if we achieve 0.1%, 0.25%, and 0.5% SAM increments over the next 5 years, over the next 5 years, we can generate $15 million of revenue. We think we can sell our device for $15 a piece, which is more than the standard cannula by quite a bit, but we think our device is worth more because of the added portability, reliability, overall quality of life, and this is a direct comparison between the cannula costs. As I mentioned, the overall cost of getting oxygen could actually be cheaper with our device. This is the team you'd be investing in. So we're made up of 2 engineers, 2 business personnel, and a doctor. He's a lung specialist out of the U of C. He was actually our first investor, and he joined as an advisor to do the patient trials. But we need your help. We're looking for $180,000 on top of the grant with a minimum side deal offer of $25,000 through a SAFE agreement. And this money will basically just be used to help us get through patient trials, develop a better IP strategy. And that's pretty much it. So thanks for your time, and look forward to your questions.
Nicely done, Cole. We're going to welcome another one of our investors, Dustin Sumby, up on stage.
Thanks so much. Wow, awesome turnout tonight. first of all, thanks for everyone coming out and, more importantly, supporting life sciences. Great job. And also, congratulations, Cole, for making top 5. Thanks. Amazing. Cole, actually, 2 questions. Probably first off, why don't you tell the crowd here about your research background?
Yeah, my research background, that goes decently far back. Right now, I'm a PhD student in the respiratory space, but this project actually started with my master's degree. Actually, even further back than that, I did an undergrad research position on this device, and then that turned into a master's degree. Graduated from that and moved on to PhD, all in the same space. And yeah, through all that, I got lots of scholarships and stuff like that. But now that we have a company, we're looking to raise money in different ways and through grant funding and private investment. Any specific questions about the research, or?
Not so much about the research. It's pretty amazing what you've built to this point. You talked about the use of funds. I'm curious, so you win tonight, successful tonight, you get some cash. So what inflection point will that get you to, and what does an exit strategy might look like? Yeah, so really what this money would be used for is over the next 2 years, just getting ready to take this product to market. So again, we're getting patient data for more of a marketing purpose, and then also doing all the regulatory submissions. Like at the end of this raise, we are hoping to have the everything we need to sell in the States and Canada. And sorry, what was the second part of your question? Exit strategy. Oh, the exit strategy, yeah. So at that point, it is common in this space for acquisition exit strategy pre-sales. So a company called New Era was acquired by Inogen, which is a potential suitor of ours, and they just had IP protection and regulatory submissions done. So we would potentially follow a quick exit strategy like they did, but if not, we're planning as if we're going to enter sales as well, just in case. So yeah. Love it. Heck of a company. Thanks, Cole. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much. All right, we have 2 pitches left, and before we get to them, I want to give a quick shout-out to all the Bar Tab sponsors out there. 2 really impressive individuals from this community have thrown down $300 for the Bar Tab. Their names are Tim Lynn and Zach Storms. Who else wants to be part of this amazing group of people? Cheers at startuptnt.com. Easy way to e-transfer. Buy a drink for a friend later tonight. We're taking out those shot glasses from back in 2022. We're going to have some fun. And here to introduce our next presenter is Chase Christensen from RBCX.
Thanks for having me, Zach.
Take it over, Chase.
Yeah, thanks for having me today, everybody. I mean, it's incredible to see every single event. I was just saying to Angelo, the room gets more and more full, which the room is full every time, so I don't know how you keep doing it. It's incredible. So, you said RBCX. A lot of people in the room, I think I'm getting a little bit of feedback here, may not be familiar with the X part of RBCX. And you may say, well, what's the X? Other than me dressing less like a banker than Zach is today. Maybe minus the pins on the lapel. And so RBCX, our North Star is really to be the premier partner for tech and innovation companies across Canada. You may ask, how do we do that? A couple different ways. So we work with those companies with innovative lending and financing products, bank accounts, things like that. Then we really start to deviate from there with a couple additional things. We invest in venture capital funds. We invest in approximately 16 of the top funds across Canada. Not TNT yet. Working on that. As well as then partnering with companies. So supporting companies across their entire growth journey from inception to IPO and beyond, including partnering, scaling, acquiring, and building companies internally within RBCX through our ventures group with the goal of helping RBCX clients as well as broader RBC clients with their products.
And I heard you might have a new life sciences.
Yes, topical to today. So back in, I like that. So back in November, we launched a new life science practice within RBCX. That life science practice, you may say, banks, life science companies, historically there hasn't been too much of an interplay there. We've really built out this practice knowing how integral the life science practice is to all, or economy is to all of Canada. So we brought on a couple of senior leaders from Silicon Valley Bank to really build out that practice. So pre-revenue, pre-clinical trials, still a bit scary, not as scary as it was, say, pre-November for the team. So a lot more to come there. It's a pretty exciting field for us.
Well, that's awesome to hear, Chase. I think that we should introduce our next presenter. Who is it?
Absolutely. So I'm pleased to welcome to the stage David Kim from Difinity Solutions.
Give a very warm welcome for David Kim.
Hello, everyone. Nice to be here. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Difinity Solutions. I'm also a board-certified emergency physician by training and background. Last time, you heard about how every second matters in critical life or death medical situations like an overdose, and how the current way we give medications for opioid reversal, giving naloxone, is too complicated and takes too long. It takes 8 steps to perform the injection and takes more than 5 minutes for an untrained provider. And you also met NeedSwitch, the world's first interchangeable and modular autoinjector for emergency medications. Our plug-and-play medication delivery system uses a pod-based medication system that contains life-saving emergency medications like coffee pods, except you have life-saving medications like naloxone, for example. It simplifies the medication delivery process into 2 steps that takes less than 20 seconds, designed by a team of emergency physicians, patients, as well as engineers to make medication delivery faster, safer, and easier for everyone to use. But here's a big opportunity. Because of this interchangeable proprietary pod-based system, we have platform applications for a variety of pharmaceuticals to be used and filled in our pods. This means drugs like epinephrine for anaphylaxis, atropine, TXA, scopolamine for military medicine, pre-hospital and in-hospital uses, as well as in-home injectable uses as well. So who here has heard of Ozempic? It's a diabetes medication. It requires a weekly injection. This is becoming quite the norm for other injectable medications for home use, like other biosimilars, immunologics, and biologics, where you require a weekly injection, and you throw away the single-use disposable injector, which is the norm. That's quite wasteful. With our system, you just throw away the pod after you use the injection, and you keep your injector for subsequent injections. That's sustainable for the user, but also for pharma companies developing new pharmaceutical products for injectable use. You can use our turn-dial pod-based system to fill your drug. That reduces the capital expenditures for manufacturing and reduces the timeline to regulatory for pharmaceutical products for pharmaceutical companies that have multiple pharma products within their pipeline. So compared to other current pre-filled syringes, pen injectors, and auto-injectors, our auto-injector is the first to have separated the injector from the medication delivery system for the first time. This means exponential improvement with regards to market differentiation for the user, but again, exponential improvement in reducing costs for the pharmaceutical manufacturer and increased timelines to regulatory so that they can get their drugs on the market faster, because now you only get the pods approved instead of the entire auto-injector system. Because auto-injectors are complicated and hard to make. And it's considered a combination product. And we're going after naloxone as our first drug target as a proof of concept, because naloxone is a generic bioequivalent. It's a reference listed molecule, and we don't need to do a clinical trial for this specific subset, so that will be our first drug target. And we're working with a manufacturing partner in the US and have active pharmaceutical licenses that we have acquired for over 15 drug targets that we can fill our pods with, including epinephrine, TXA, atropine, scopolamine, diazepam, and a few more. Our team is composed of medical doctors, engineers, and regulatory experts, and we have team members who've taken multiple medical devices and combination products all the way to FDA and Health Canada clearance, as well as advisors who successfully exited from other medical device companies. Well, over the past few years, we have a fully established MVP product. I've done a pilot test with the military with successful results. And we've done all of this so far with $1 million of pre-seed funding that we closed last year. And we have over 5 patents issued to our product and more patents pending in over 10 jurisdictions. Right now, we're raising $500,000 on our bridge round to iterate on our device next design on our closer pathway to design lock, so that we're working with our CDMO partners on our closer pathway to regulatory approval within 2025. With your support and investment, you can directly create a real-world impact in saving lives, starting with the opioid crisis, so that we no longer see this type of headline.
Well done, David. Okay, here for questions is the investor that's been leading due diligence on you since the beginning of the summit, Daniel Salomon. Take it away, Daniel.
Thanks, Zach. So fun to be here. And thank you, David, for your presentation and for your patience with us over the last, how many weeks? 4 weeks. We've asked 1 million questions, and David's been a gentleman in asking all of them over and over again. One question I wanted to ask you is, first of all, what are the odds of having two auto-injector companies in Edmonton pitching? So we heard from Mark that he started his company because he gives a shit. So what led you to this idea of having the injector with the multiple pods?
Yeah, well, just like Mark, I'm also an emergency physician. We see day in and out people dying from reversible causes like anaphylaxis, hemorrhage, opioid overdose, where you can really quickly deliver a medication effectively with an auto-injector. I also saw auto-injectors are all single-use disposable, which is wasteful. But also from a product development perspective for pharma, for them to get their medication in an auto-injector is actually quite complicated because it's a combination product that requires years of testing and about $30 to $40 million of capital expenditures for a single auto-injector to be developed. So we wanted to create a system where you can use that as a pod-based system like coffee pods, but a turn-down mechanism that makes it more sustainable for the user and more user-friendly, but also for pharma companies when they're developing their next blockbuster drug, that will be the go-to product that they'll use for auto-injectors.
Thanks, that's quite incredible. The other question that I had is, how can you keep your product sterile? I think that's a question that comes up a lot when you have a multi-use device.
You have to sign an NDA for that one because that is our proprietary technology, which has exactly the reason that it hasn't been done before. But essentially, there is a mechanism that we have separated the injector with a once puncture only in the pod that delivers a mechanism in a proprietary way.
Secretive. All right. Thank you very much, David, and good luck on the finale.
Thank you.
Thanks, David. Well done. All right. I'm excited to welcome our next co-host, Nick Betty from USEED. Oh, you got one already. Yeah. Nice.
Hi, everyone. I'm Nick Betty. I have some notes. Otherwise, I can talk forever, and I'll bore all of you. No promises. I still might do it. Hi, my name is Nick Betty, and I'm Executive in Residence with USEED Investment Funds. USEED is a group of pre-seed and seed stage investment funds managed by Innovate Calgary and backed by the University of Calgary. We have $23 million assets under management across 6 funds in 3 different verticals, which is energy, health, and social impact. Since we primarily invest in deep technology companies, and we're often the first institutional check in these companies, we help mobilize capital from the angel community by sharing our technical diligence and expertise through an investment memo. So we really believe in building community. We also believe that capital in itself is not enough to help grow early stage companies, which is why we have a pre-investment support program and a post-investment support program. Our pre-investment support program is backed by a generous donation from Synovus Energy, and we help find and support unusual suspect entrepreneurs. Our post-investment support program, which is managed by me, is a program backed by a generous donation from TD Bank. And through this program, we help provide fractional executive support for portfolio companies.
That's amazing. So cool, the work that you guys are doing. Do you want to let us know who our next finalist is?
Absolutely. So our next finalist is Oliver Baith from Qualisure Diagnostics, another UC portfolio company.
Awesome.
Those are my people. Thank you very much for the opportunity to present today. My name is Oliver Baith. I'm founder and CEO of Qualisure Diagnostics, and before that, I was a cancer surgeon. And this is my team. We are a team of innovators, passionate entrepreneurs, and like many of you, we are investors. We have invested in changing cancer care. So let me tell you a little bit about how cancer is treated. Cancer treatment involves doing really extensive treatments and giving really toxic drugs to individuals who are already sick from their cancer. And the worst part of it is that the doctors who prescribe this, most of the time they don't even know whether those treatments are going to work. So the solution to this is to develop a set of tools that help to personalize cancer care. And by that I mean diagnostic tests that tell you which cancers are going to grow quickly, which ones have the capability to spread to other areas of the body, and what treatments they're susceptible to. And so that is called precision oncology. So we have a platform for developing those diagnostic tests, and there's really 3 elements to that. The first is that we engage with our colleagues who are experts in the field, and they tell us what the unmet clinical needs are. And then we designed the test using our machine learning algorithm, which we call HiLifer. And what HiLifer does is it scours very large genomic databases to identify the molecular features of cancer that are most closely related to survival outcomes. And the final element of our platform is a cloud-based engine, which we call Molecular Decoder, and that houses all of our diagnostic algorithms. So our first test to market is Thyroid Guide PX. It's a thyroid test that was the reason that we focused on that is because thyroid surgeons and endocrinologists asked us to create a test to help them to make better decisions. What Thyroid Guide PX does is it determines whether the thyroid cancer is high risk or low risk. So if it was a high risk cancer, then you would remove the entire thyroid gland and give radioactive iodine. Now, this is not a trivial situation because those people require lifetime thyroid hormone replacement for the remainder of their life and constant adjustments to the dosage depending on their symptoms. On the other hand, if we know that this is a low-risk cancer, then that's a situation where we can de-escalate the treatment or give more conservative management. And by that I mean removing part of the thyroid gland or even observing in some instances. So what makes us special, though, is our capability to perform this testing anywhere in the world. And Molecular Decoder allows us to very rapidly process the complex information from our test and develop and to generate and deliver a report back to the ordering physicians, no matter where they are, anywhere in the world. This has attracted a lot of attention from potential international partners, and it's a really efficient way to reach those international markets. What's also special about Molecular Decoder is that capability to analyze the test results really quickly. It's something that used to take us 2 or 3 days to do, and now it's a matter of minutes before a test report is produced. And that's attracted the attention of some other test developers, and we think that eventually we can house the diagnostic algorithms for a number of companies, creating a central hub for precision oncology testing. What also makes us special is the efficiency by which we can make our tests, and that's because of HiLifer. We already have a pipeline of tests available, each with very significant revenue potential. So Thyroid Guide PX now to the market. We have regular meetings with interested clinicians as well as patients. We have a pilot planned with Kaiser Permanente. So the question is, why invest in Qualisure? Well, because we have short-term goals, but we also have long-term vision. We're extremely capital efficient. We've gone a long way with very little investment, and we know we can do better faster with significant investment. And finally, we're at an inflection point. We're about to realize significant revenue and revenue growth. Finally, we think that we can eventually tap the entire precision oncology market using our platform, and that is a massive market that is growing very significantly. Thank you very much for your attention. I look forward to speaking to you more about our company.
Thanks so much, Oliver. You can hold on to that mic because we're going to invite a familiar face back on stage to ask you a few questions.
Well, first of all, thanks so much, Oliver, and thank you for the work you're doing to, fight cancer. So, congratulations, by the way. You launched sales in the fall, and it's no easy feat to get this far. So tell me, how are the sales going, and have you learned anything in the first few months?
Yeah, we've learned a lot. It seems simple to be able to convince somebody that this is a good test, and in fact, actually, clinicians are very interested in doing this. But what we've learned is, first of all, we've identified a group of early adopters. So we're really going to capitalize on that early adopter segment, which consists of physicians that are in private clinics and those who do a new treatment called radiofrequency ablation. The other thing that we learned is the complexity of the workflow of the endocrinologist and the thyroid surgeon. So in order to create adoption, we really have to address all those steps in the diagnosis of these patients so that we can fit into the normal workflow of a clinician.
Absolutely, and so you showed a nice world map. We always like to show the world map. So what are your plans to kind of get this to everybody across the world so we can improve cancer care for them?
Yeah, well, thanks, Colin. Molecular Decoder is a very asset-light tool for reaching into those international markets. We've had a number of international partners who've actually reached out to us, including labs from Brazil and Colombia and Chile. We're about to do a trade mission to Korea, which is, has one of the highest incidences of thyroid cancer, and we're looking at the Middle East and later on to Europe as well. And we, of course, have our intellectual property protected at all those jurisdictions.
Yeah, this is really exciting. Congratulations on your success. Best of wishes with future success and with the pitch competition tonight.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we have one pitch left, and here to introduce them is Bindi from Alberta Innovates, one of our funders. We have an extra microphone for you.
Perfect, that's great, and I think you saved me for last because you know I don't like talking. So I don't want to stand here between these people and their beer, but I am super happy to be here and to support Startup TNT in this awesome event. I do want to just mention one thing. In terms of the life sciences, come talk to me at the end of this. Come talk to me anytime. We offer a number of supports through Alberta Innovates, particularly in the life sciences. Talk to me about the Accelerating Innovations into Care program. You saw a lot of folks on stage tonight who I've had the privilege of supporting. So, so we're very happy to support this community and love what you guys are doing. I am so pleased, though, that I've got to meet a new friend tonight, and that is the next presenter. And when I first looked up this company, and I saw the TX at the end, I knew that this has got to be a Castex Ventures supported company. So I'm really excited to hear more from Toshi. So come on up and tell us about Oligomics.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for kind introduction. I'm Toshi Yokota, and I'm co-founder and CSO of OligomicsTx, and I'm also professor of medical genetics and muscular dystrophy Canada research chair at the University of Alberta. So I will only talk about three things today: technology and our team and growth potential. So first, this is problem we are addressing. So every year, tens of thousands of children are dying from devastating genetic diseases. And this is not acceptable. But there's a solution: RNA-targeted therapies. However, RNA-targeted therapies, there's a limitation. They can't deliver to important tissues like brain or heart or cardiac muscles. And our technology, we have technology to deliver these antisense oligonucleotide or RNA-targeted therapies to these important tissues. Next one. Yeah, so we are targeting 4 important diseases: Duchenne muscular dystrophy, or DMD, or FSHD, facial scapulohumeral or muscular dystrophy. These are 2 most common forms of muscular dystrophies. And FOP, fibrodysplasia ossificans progressiva, this is devastating musculoskeletal disease. And also SMA, spinal muscular atrophy, this is #1 cause, genetic cause of infantile death. So our focus is on these 4 diseases. And we gathered a dream team from Alberta and United States. I'm Toshi Yokota. My previous work led to FDA-approved therapy for Duchenne muscular dystrophy, and I was elected fellow of Canadian Academy of Health Sciences. And my colleague, Dr. Lawrence Congat from University of Calgary, his expertise in clinical trials. And Dr. Rika Maruyama, she has expertise in medical genetics, published many papers. And Jeff Miller, our CEO, he has more than 20 years of experience in pharma industry in the United States. Okay, so our goal. So rare disease research area is emerging area. There are many comparators. And we think Avidity and Ionis, these are 2 interesting companies. Avidity Bioscience, they are preclinical stage company like us, but they already have IPO completed. and their market cap is more than $600 million US. And Ionis, they have recently deal with Biogen, big company. They have $60 million deal. So hopefully in the next 30 months, we will be where they are at now. Okay, so this is our goal in next 30 months. In the next 30 months, hopefully we are reaching to first clinical trials, and hopefully we can complete IPO there. So this is our final message. Let's transform lives together. Thank you very much for your attention.
All right, good, strong finish for the night. And here to ask you questions is Abbas, the lead investor for Oligomics. So Abbas, come on, take us home. Here you go.
Thanks, Zach.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Toshi, for presenting today. I know Jeff could not make it last minute, so thank you so much for taking the stage tonight.
My pleasure.
So one of the questions I had was, you know, you have the first and only treatment for DMD that FDA approved that improved muscle performance. So this time you're going out there with 4 treatments. How is this experience so different from the previous one?
Yeah, there are, so many neuromuscular diseases, devastating genetic diseases out there, more than 140 neuromuscular diseases. And Duchenne muscular dystrophy is just one example. And I believe antisense oligos, RNA-targeted therapies can be potentially effective for many other rare genetic diseases. So my goal is to expand the focus of antisense therapy for many more devastating diseases.
And these are all very super challenging rare diseases here. Like, what's motivating you to stay on this path?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, every year, as I mentioned, tens of thousands of children are dying from these devastating diseases. And personally, one of my friends, a brother, died from Duchenne muscular dystrophy as well. And so my motivation is, I hope to help these people and family. So that's my motivation.
And you're able to get this dream team together. Are you able to share how you even met them, how you identified them?
Yeah, sure. So Dr. Lawrence Congat, he is, actually, I knew him for more than 10 years. He's a neurologist, and we launched muscular dystrophy Canadian network together about 10 years ago. And Dr. Rika Maruyama, she's my wife, and we are working together in the lab at University of Alberta. And, and Jeff, basically, Dr. Lawrence Congat and Castex from Calgary, they introduced Jeff Miller. So we have a fantastic team now.
I also work for a co-founded team that is like married to each other. It's a brilliant company. For
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, thanks so much, Abbas and Dr. Toshi. Yeah, it's nice when you're married to the dream team. That's always helpful.
Thank you.
Okay.
I can see why the investors wanted all 6 of those companies to pitch tonight. Can't you? Let's give another round of applause.
Okay, that is all the pitches. I want to make a couple of quick announcements, though. One is for upcoming special event hosted by some high-flying women in our community on March 28th. Christina Milky is here. Lazina's stepping up to do it, too. I heard my wife, Karen Tang, donated $200 already to this bar tab. March 28th, Women Rule TNT with Stay Spicy. If you want to join, if you want to participate, let us know. That's in 2 weeks.
I'm going to sign up tonight.
You should sign up tonight. I also want to give a shout out to Dustin, who just donated to the bar tab for the after party tonight. Thank you, Dustin, our investor from MNP. If you would like to donate, you can send an e-transfer to cheers@startuptnt.com.
So what happens
Here's
now?
what happens
What do
next.
we do?
The investors are going to start heading to the back in the left, far away from here, to have a final deliberation. We're going to try and come back, hopefully for 8:30. That'll keep us roughly on time. If we can, it depends how long deliberation takes. We'll do the announcements then, so you can stick around for about 45 minutes to an hour, make some friends, mingle. Before you leave, I would just like to give one big round of applause to all the people behind the scenes, like our AV team, like all of our TNTers over here, working tirelessly, the photographer, the caterer, Mandy on marketing back home, all the AP team, all the API team.
And the AP team.
Thank you so much for everything you do to make this happen. Okay. Stick around. We'll be back in about 45 minutes to an hour. Okay. Mic check 2. All right, guys, the moment we've all been waiting for is about to arrive. Let's bring it in one last time. I used to give 25-minute speeches before the announcement, but I've gotten some good feedback that that's too long. Come on, bring it in, bring it in, bring it in.
Let's just start talking. This is the most exciting part of the night.
This is what it's all about.
This is what we're here for.
We come together as a community. Remember, these angel investors didn't know each other 8 weeks ago. They didn't know who we were going to invest in. They believed in a local life sciences company from somewhere in the prairies was worthy of a check. Maybe more than one. Okay, we've got a couple of slides. Bring it in, bring it in, bring it in. We got a couple of slides. I just want to give a quick reminder. Let's hear it for all 6 of our finalists. Some of them coming from out of town. They gave great pitches. It is a lot of work just to get to the finals. It's a lot of work.
Well done, well done.
Standing room only people, come sit down. Do you want to give someone a check to like an open front area? Come.
Get in. Get in here. Get
in here or get out of here.
All right. One thing that's kind of neat, if we go to the next slide, one thing that's kind of neat is that we now have the TNT Capital VC Fund, which co-invests automatically with the winners from all of our summits. And I was going to ask Tim if you wanted to say a thing or two about this fund. It was all his
you
big
told me you were
idea.
going to ask a question. That's just, do you want to talk about it?
How did you come up with this fund, Tim?
We came up with it. But one of the things is that, obviously we're going to be writing a check into the winners of the winner of the summit here and the winners of the Clean Tech and the Agri-Food Summit that are happening as well tonight. And then the other part of this is that a large chunk of the fund, about 60% of the fund, is reserved for follow-on into the best of these companies. And so one reason why we were doing those 9 pitches at the front end of the night is a bunch of those are eligible for this follow-on conversation. So we're evaluating whether we want to be investing in any of those. And so that's, of course, a part of the conversation as well. But the point is for us to be able to support them through to the next milestone of Series A and through and beyond and really help companies from Edmonton and the prairies stay here and grow and succeed from the prairies. So here we are.
Here we are. Okay. Andrew and Tessa, I think it's time. Do you guys have any final words before we make the announcement?
Well, I'm going to turn it over to Andrew because I've fumbled enough tonight, so we'll see if you...
Oh, no way. Don't send me in as a closer.
I think you can do it. I think you can do it.
You've done great. The only thing I'm going to say, and I'm just going to keep on saying it, is Angelo, come sit here. Come on. Let's get some of these people sitting down.
Bring it in close. Bring it in close. Here's the winner. I'm going to let our API team announce it. Can you guys read my handwriting?
Oh, my goodness. I don't know. Are you a doctor?
Not that kind.
There's a few doctors in the room tonight, but...
He's an engineer.
Oh, no.
Technically, yeah. Okay.
Who
is it? Who's our winner?
Thank you again, everyone, for coming here. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks to the companies for pitching. And we're so excited to announce that the winner of tonight's winning investment is OligomicsTx.
OligomicsTx!
Yeah!
Where
Dr.
are you?
Toshi, come on up.
Come on.
They're standing at the back of the room.
We have a pretend check for you. We have a pretend check. There's a real one coming. Don't worry. Here, we have to go to the right side of the stage. I think it's this side. All right. Would you like to say a final word?
Thank you so much for this opportunity. It's very, I'm really honored. I'd like to thank everyone.
All right, let's hear it for Dr. Joshi Oligomics. Worked really hard. So many hours of due diligence went into this. It's great to see this outcome. And Tim, do we have anything else to announce?
Side deals?
Side deals. Side deals, my favorite part of TNT. There are two companies we know now that we'd like to do a side deal in, and those are Pulmvita and Qualisure. We'd love to have you come up here. Woo! Let's take a photo together. Come on up, Pulmvita. Come on, Cole. Come on up, Oliver. Come on, guys. Let's take a group shot together. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Woo! Okay.
Shift to the right. How far? How much more? Do we need two rows?
Need 2 rows? I can kneel. I'm really good at kneeling. Take a knee.
Sit on one of those rocks.
Okay, I'll kneel.
Yeah, I've said a lot of Our Fathers in my day.
All right.
All right. There is champagne and non-alcoholic champagne for everyone.
There's also an after party at Kelly's.
And there's an after party at Kelly's for everyone. All right, so I think Amy might want us out of here in the next like 20 to 30 minutes. So
maybe less.
Maybe less than that. Maybe 20
so
minutes
Kelly's.
ago.
Kelly's now.
So we're going to wrap it up. Please join us at Kelly's. Thanks, everyone. Thanks so much for coming. This has been a wonderful event. Next summit's in the spring. Applications are open if you're interested.
Thanks for coming, everyone.
Thank you.